Hello again, I'm artist, creator Michael S Garner, and I created an online comic book called Visions of the New, which you can find at visionsofthenew.com. I create, draw, write, do everything for it. Today I'm going to, begrudgingly, do a review on the Logan movie. I want to say right away that I don't hate this movie. It's just that I just feel like everybody out there seems to love it, and I'm going to be in that small little bracket that doesn't love it. And I do have a little bit of a bias, and that bias would be that I appreciate the character of Logan, but I was never a big fan of the Wolverine character, period. In the comics at all, just because for me, I never got the whole. I understand the whole X-Men thing because just fixing that a little bit. Because like he was an X-Men, he made the X-Men, blah 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 blah. And even characters that I don't necessarily like that much or whatever, I still follow and I still make sure I know as much as I can about them. So I'm not that biased. It's just the fact that I just I'm not a big fan of Wolverine. I never was. Just because I just didn't, claws, killing people, shredding people apart and everything like that. That's not really saving lives. It's not really the definition of a superhero or a hero, period. But I understand his journey and what they made him to be, and I appreciate what he did for comic books. I always say that about certain characters, certain people. What he did for comic books was a very big thing. That's the reason why we have certain darker characters. Granted, Batman did that first, but Wolverine did it in a different way. So, on to the actual Logan movie. Let's just see here. So I addressed the fact that I'm sorry if I'm not going to give this like a 5-star rating. I'll give it a 4 right away. Give it a 4. Just because I really did appreciate the fact that we finally got that rated R Logan movie, Wolverine movie, period. Because we actually got to see him do those things, though. We actually got to see him cut people in half and everything, and in a gory way. And well, it was gory. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't like overemphasize it. It's not like it was like wow. Some people are like, oh my god. I was kind of like, okay, it was good. Slashing people apart. But the problem is for me, like to the point like where it was done so much in the movie when it was first introduced. I love that. The first scene. Spoiler, by the way. This is a spoiler review. When he was fighting those people, were trying to. I think they were trying to jack something off his car. I think his rims or something like that, or his tires. That scene was good, and everything like that. And it was brutal. But after that scene, when it was repeated all the way through the movie, I kind of came desensitized to it right away. I was like, okay, yeah. Little X-23, yeah, she's gonna slash. Yeah, it's so I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah, guys can do that. Actually, I'm talking about the bad right away. The bad, my personal bads from the movie. It didn't make me hate the movie, but it's just like made me go, oh, okay, all right, here we go. Even the swearing. I know a lot of people were surprised in one of the trailers where they saw Patrick Stewart. Love you, Patrick Stewart. We'll always love you. Grew up with Star Trek: Next Generation. We'll always love you to death. When he swear, they thought it was a little bit more out of character for him to swear and expected Logan to swear. Well, Logan swears enough in this movie. But I thought the swearing was okay, but that was another thing that I thought was a little bit too overdone. Like in the scene where Logan got mad at his car and everything like that. I understand the emotional factor and the reason why they did it. But it was just like every word was fuck. And I was like, is there another swear you could use? Can you use shit? Maybe something, anything at all. Because that was just seemed to be the main word to use in this movie. It was fuck. Fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. And honestly, I know people are going to argue with me with the Deadpool thing, because Deadpool started this rated R thing. In Deadpool, for me, it felt more natural. In this movie, it felt a little bit forced. Like it was hard for Hugh Jackman to actually say fuck so many times. And Patrick Stewart seemed to roll off his tongue a little bit more, I thought. but for I don't know, for the Wolverine character, it's just like that was enough. It was just like, okay, all right, I get it. You can use other words and sci-fi western thing. I disagree with that too. I think it's a good sci-fi movie, but I still think it is a superhero movie when it comes down to it. especially with the whole story of X-23 too. I mean, like, living weapon, trying to make a living weapon that's a half mutant, blah blah blah. We've seen that billions of times before, even before the comic books version. And she didn't come from the comic book; she came from X-Men Evolution, the cartoon, which I liked her there. I should mention that later, but I just want to mention it now. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of swear words. I thought it was a little bit too much. And the story adapted from the comic book, I thought it was good. The changes that they made and everything like that, but I thought it was, for me, incredibly predictable. Like, there were barely any scenes in this movie that surprised me, unfortunately, with the exception of, I'll say that when we get down a little bit to the good parts in the movie that I liked a lot. There were like two things that kind of made me go, oh no, but kind of in a good, kind of sad way. Obviously, this movie is nothing but sad. it's like completely, totally sad. If you like anybody in this movie, it's like watching Vampire Diaries the whole first season. Everybody's gonna die. That was the one thing, and I did expect that. I was just like, damn, and I just don't like sometimes when necessarily a sad movie equates to it being a good movie, and I know that a lot of people will be like, well, no, it is a good movie. It is. I'm not saying that Logan isn't a good movie one more time. I'm just saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be all that. Even the ending, like, I saw the ending coming too, and I was like, okay. Ow. No repeat viewing from me until it comes out on digital. I really don't need to go to see the movie again in the theater. Yeah, those are just the things that my major gripes with the movie. And the good parts for me was, well, first of all, the Deadpool trailer. I didn't get to see it online prior to actually watching the movie because I saw the movie on Saturday night. I did not. Actually, no, I saw it Friday, so I saw it premiere night. I was actually, when they started to show it and then they showed Ryan Reynolds in a scene, I first went, wait, he can't be in a Logan movie. This is a universal thing with everybody that there was no way that he could fit in a Logan movie. It just wouldn't make any sense, especially with the tone of the movie and everything. It would just throw it off. And so, like, when they first showed the trailer, they didn't give any inkling that it was a trailer. And I was like, no. I laughed. I thought it was funny. Some people are like, oh, it's rough. I'm like, no, but that's what Deadpool is. He is that rough. And the humor is like really, really sick. And that's how Ryan Reynolds is to a certain point with his humor sometimes. And honestly, I usually don't like Ryan Reynolds' humor. I couldn't stand him so many movies. But I liked him I seem to like him, but I just didn't like his, in Blade 3, I wanted to puke. Every single time he was on the screen, it was like a bad joke after another bad joke after a third bad joke. It was constant. When I actually saw the Deadpool movie, I thought it fit perfectly. And I never did a review of that movie because that was before I started to do reviews, but I love that movie. I thought that movie was next to perfect for a comic book movie, period. And that's another character, Deadpool. I was not the biggest fan of Deadpool, especially Rob Liefeld. I'm not going to go there. But I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I actually went to see Deadpool twice. I don't do that many times with movies. So when this trailer came on, I was very happy with it, and I know there's been all this stuff with the director and everything. He separated from the director. They had problems and everything, but I thought that the trailer was good, and if that's any inkling of what the actual movie's going to be, I think that it's right on track. As long as it's not constant comedy, because there were serious moments in Deadpool. And there are dark moments, and I'm not going to go there. But yeah, so I love the trailer. So that was my plus thing about the Wolverine Logan. It was the trailer for Deadpool. What else? I love the clone. The clone was a surprise for me because I didn't read anything about that in the story. I didn't know that they're going to bring that up. And when but what he did made me really sad because I didn't want Xavier to go out like that. Charles, Professor X, I was like, no, you can just stab him, kill him. I'm like, and he stabbed him right up here. He's not going to survive that. There's no way. And I was like, what the hell? And the clone thing for me, which a lot of people probably already know, is it kind of it gave you a glimpse of what Wolverine would have been back in the day when they first did the X-Men movies and it couldn't do certain things. What if he was like this? Because you get to see him younger. and you get to see him basically. What if Wolverine was like this? What if he was the real Wolverine that we got in the X-Men movies? And this is what it would have been. It would have been this dark and gritty and just savage. And that part I did like. It was kind of like, it just made me think, oh my God, what if this was the Wolverine that everybody got since the beginning? And of course, having the real Logan being so old and everything like that and fighting, it was just, those scenes were, I like those scenes. Those were good. And those scenes were like hard to watch. It was just like, oh my God, who's gonna die? But yeah, I like the clone concept a lot. Even though he's like a Terminator or whatever, it's just, I like that concept because it actually did surprise me and throw me back a little bit. And the fact that it was X-24, so it was right after X-23 was made. Let's see what else. X-23, yeah, another thing. I did like her, even though sometimes it was a little hard to tell if in the future, because she's such a young actress. But you can tell sometimes, for me, at least my personal opinion, when they're younger, if they're going to be better when they get older. And I thought she was good. Like, I thought her mannerisms were good. I thought every look that she gave was great. The facial expressions were incredible. I just don't know as far as anything more than that. And I'm not going to say a lot of people are going to disagree with this whole thing. If they use her in another movie, I don't know if they necessarily need to use her in another movie. They might be able to get another actress for it when she's older, because you can just get somebody that looks similar. But for the movie, this movie's purposes, she did a good job. And I was happy. The fighting scenes were great and everything like that. Which ones that she wasn't body doubled by a 25-year-old girl jumping up and down. It was good. I thought it was really good, and it was really savage when she was just like ripping into like the clone when she was attacking the clone, especially after Xavier got killed. It was just like, that stuff got me. That it was just like, okay, that's harsh. What else? The overall story, I think I kind of just mentioned that when I said the good and the bad. Well, I said the good part beforehand. I thought the story was fine. It was just for me, it was predictable. There was nothing that really surprised me too much, other than that clone thing a little bit. But then after that, I knew what was going to happen with the clone. And yeah, so the overall story, I thought it was good. It just wasn't anything great. It was just another story. Sorry, my video got cut off there at the end, but I just wanted to say, all in all, this was a good movie. And like I said, I would give it a 4 out of 5, and it's a great step forward for comic book movies in this type of a rating. I would love to hear your comments and your opinions below, and please follow me if you like on YouTube, and also check out my online comic book, Visions of the New, at visionsofthenew.com, and look for more reviews and opinions on certain comic book related TV shows and movies. Have a great day, guys.